show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting Your Little Castle show. We've got Jasmine and Jerome from Jasne Kitchen, Bath, and Beyond. When you look at some of the work that's been done, I looked at your guys. We're going to bring up your website here, show off some of your pictures. Incredible work you guys have put together.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you
that's
very
why
much.
we were researching you guys. We said, these guys deserve to be highlighted because you do a lot of great work in our community. So we're going to talk about that. So welcome to our studio here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, great stuff we've got here now. As a matter of when you get into deciding big decisions like who's going to fix my kitchen, going to remodel my kitchen, my bath, decks, you guys do a little bit of everything. You want to make sure you're finding the people that are best equipped and skilled to do so. We also associate with some of the top businesses in the country for our work here as sponsors on our show. So take a look, everybody. As you can see here, we've got Carroll House Furniture, been a sponsor for the show for a long time now. We love what they do because you like nice things in your little castle. And with that, USA Mortgage. We love the guys at USA because they've helped us to establish ourselves in the community here and give us a lot of support. Okay. With that, let's go right to your guys' websites, man. You guys got some great looking stuff. I'm leaving that kitchen picture at the top there. You also do some bathrooms and decks and just a little bit of everything. So with that, tell me, Jerome, what is it like running a business now? 30 years you've been doing this.
30 years.
That's impressive. I mean, you look like you're about 32, so you started when you were very young.
52 is what I am.
He's 52 now, but he gets accused of being younger than he is all the time, but that's okay. We want to keep that youth. I get that a little bit too, so I feel your pain there a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
But explain to me a little bit, what is it you enjoy most about doing this as a business owner? Somebody who started a company from scratch is doing a great job to help. Obviously, you've got incredible results. You've had a ton of response. You're getting a ton of people that enjoy the work that you do. What is it like running your own company and having your daughter here to help work with you on it?
It's a lot of hours. I can say that. My daughter, love working with her. She's young and she's pretty smart. She's getting a lot of things that I show her, and which is so weird because I have worked for a ton of people and I have had a lot of people work for me, and she's getting it.
She's getting it.
She's like her dad.
All right.
So, wow, and it's funny, a lot of the customers say the exact same thing. She walk in, it was like, what is she doing here? Until they see her carrying a tub upstairs.
Right? Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, she's strong. And, her grandmother, don't work her too hard, But my thing is, she's going to take over the company one day.
Okay.
And what I want her to do is realize what people like us in the field are like. Right. So eventually she's getting her hands dirty. She understands, but down the road she'll be in the office. So that's what it's like.
Well, that's the key. I mean, we focus on a lot, talking about the fact that if you can work with those that you trust most, sometimes that's your family member. Sometimes not, but many times. Yes, we've all experienced that a little bit. But the truth is, if you can find good, hard, because you can hold them a little bit closer and be a little bit more accountable. Hey, you're my daughter. You better be on the ball here. What's it like? Jasmine, tell me, what's it like working with Dad?
It can be stressful at times because he is my father, and sometimes it's just really, really fun. I would say it's a lot of hours during the day, a lot of hours during the night.
Okay.
So we are working most of the time. But to sum it up, it is just a lot of fun, and I do love working with my dad. He's the best person to work with.
Well,
sometimes.
Sometimes.
If you know what you're doing.
Well, that sounds like Dad holds the feet to the fire like we're talking about. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
All right, and Dad, tell me a little bit about what's it like having your daughter there next to you, working side by side, somebody you've got to hold accountable. She's going to take over the business.
I'm going to tell you something. I actually really enjoy having my daughter. Most of the time you say, okay, I'm going to bring my son in. It's so weird, because she's a female.
Right.
And, I take a lot of pictures on the job site. I'll watch her put a tub in or doing tile, mudding, and I just get a kick out of it, So it's a lot of fun to see her pick up that trowel and start doing some work,
So it's not just that she is the office manager. She's getting her hands wet.
Yes,
she's
she is.
getting mudding. I mean, doing tile, carrying boxes,
Yes.
putting stuff in place. So she's getting to learn this from the grassroots
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I know of
And
another
she's good.
friend of mine who started that way. Tell me about it then. Where's this? What's the path leading to here? So obviously, many years of experience. How long, Jasmine, have you been working with Dad now?
Since January of this year.
So since January of this year
Yes.
already, and moving up the ranks. I'll use the example. A good friend of mine, he's a sponsor of our show, Brooke Dubbin. If you look, he's been a sponsor of our show since we launched, and he says he essentially had to take the reins over for his company too, and start off at start at the bottom. Now we're here, kind of thing, right? What is that like? Is that you see the path here, Jasmine? You're buying in on this.
Yes, it's a lot of hard work that I see starting from the bottom. My dad has had me participate in the business and starting it up a lot, and I appreciate him for that because he's showing me that starting a business is very, very hard, but it's very rewarding if you put all your effort into it.
Dad, is that why you're enjoying having the symbionts here? You've got you're talking about having a son, but you have a daughter that's doing this. The guys, they usually are expected on this, but you get a beautiful girl come in, she's going to run this thing. You're teaching her all the ropes.
Yes, I am. And, you know, we talked about this, and I remember when I told her we was going to open up this company. And I have a lot of ideas. And the one thing that my daughter said is, you know what, Dad, we're going to go into other states. We're gonna, you know, and I looked at it, I was like, you know, that's a good idea.
All right.
So what I'm doing is I am working really hard and giving her something where she don't have to work as hard as I do, okay? And from that, take it and run with it. And that's where she's here.
She's got the work ethic. She's getting Dad kind of helped set this thing up, and now don't mess it up, as they would say, right? Well, that's pretty exciting. So, what is it that led you into the industry? Is there a hobby that started with you that you were younger? That you just like constructing things? How did you get involved with this to start off with?
When I was young, you know, my father, he's a mason, and he used to take us to the job site and had us cleaning up the yard, and I'm looking at all the structures around and them doing brick. So I think it was more, that is when I got that taste, okay? As I got older though, I was going to school for architecture, and I still had that, I want to build things, you know, I still had that taste, but I was more so wanting to also design, okay? But when I got in college, we opened up a retail store, my roommate and I, and that gave me that taste of owning my own business. So from there, I dropped out of college because we were making good money.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was like, wow, I really, at that point, understood what it's like to own your business. So, you know, during that time, it didn't work with my partner. And so I actually got into carpentry. One of the things my father told me, if you learn a trade, you'll never be broke. Didn't understand that. As I got older, I did. Okay. So that is what actually got me into it, was just, I would say, the architecture side.
And starting off with in that path, and going to college for this, and realize, and then you say, but I don't necessarily, because college sets you up. They have the joke that they make that college sets you up to work for others, and you got the sniff there of, but if I have my own company, I control my own destiny. Start and work for yourself, right? Jasmine, has that been kind of what's excited you about this too?
What excited me about this, I would say what had gotten me to get into this business, my dad definitely had a part in it. I remember being really little, and he would take me on the job sites, and it'd be hot outside. Everybody would be hot and sweaty. And when I was little, I also liked to draw up blueprints. And I also like to work with my hands a lot and build things as well. And I didn't really notice that I really liked being in construction until I got older in high school. And I was like, I want to get my hands dirty. Like this, I like this, and I want to get my hands dirty, and I want to be in this. This is what I like.
Well, I did help my dad. This is one of the family jokes that it's kind of a knock on myself, but I was trying to help as a kid though. Now tell me, Jasmine didn't do as much of this. I would take, for instance, this is take note, but this is our pencil. I would take the screwdriver, then I'd be, oh, look at the pipe, and I would go whoop and drop it down the toilet. But that was my effort to help Dad. Jasmine's not doing that. She's out there actually. That wasn't where you got your first inference. A taste of this. You were actually out there. Sounds like mudding. Your dad talked about. How did you get first involved? You were, as a kid, you were out there. It was hot during the summertime, and you were actually involved with the construction.
When I got involved, I would say it was about last year.
Yeah.
And my dad was finishing a storage closet in his house, and he was teaching me how to put screws in. I've never touched a drill.
Wow. That was
Or
fun.
any other tools. And he was showing me how to do it. And once I got the hang of it, I really liked it. And he's like, "You're good at this."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you notice that she's got a mind for that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people have to have a conceptual mind where they can see things and see the pieces and put them in place. So she caught on quickly to some of Dad's traits there.
She's a lot like me. I'm a visual person.
Right.
And I can look at something and actually understand how it's constructed. And she's the same way. She can look at something, will not take her long to get it. So she's just like her father.
Okay, gentlemen, you like this then? Tell me then, what is it about this that, for both of you, that fuels your passion? What is it that keeps this relationship going, but keeps the business going, and something that ultimately Jasmine's going to take over?
Big time.
What is it that kind of fuels all of that? Would you say?
You know, from my standpoint, my passion, it's about leaving something. We're not going to be here. You don't know how long you're going to be here. Which, that's one of the biggest things that makes me realize that, you know, my daughter, she want to do something. She want to open up business and things like that. This is not the end of her story, because she want to do other things. So I know business.
Right.
I had a ton of them. I had a ton that failed.
Right.
And one thing I push in her is, we're going to make mistakes and we have to learn from them. And if I had someone that showed me, wow, I'll be so far. So I'm bringing it to her. And that's one of the things that we kind of laugh at. And I'm like, listen, I want you to do it this way. If I'm putting this blueprint out there for you, and she'll tell you, you know, I tell her all the time, let's go in the garage. I need to talk to you. And the one thing is, I'm putting out this roadmap for her. And I want her to go right. Now, we all not going to do that, okay? But the thing is, at least she know that roadmap. Because my father have told me a ton of things, but we done what we wanted to do. We made our mistakes. But at least I can go back to what my father told me and realize, yeah, I did make that mistake. So in business, I want her to get her hands dirty. I want her to understand how to do accounting, how to run the company. And she's actually in school right now, taking up construction management. So it's something that it's just like I was telling her, it's not just right now. We're looking at the long run, okay? So, and that's my passion, is to give her something where one day she'll remember all this and understand why she is where she is now. So,
Well, that's exciting. As I'm watching here and participating in the interview, kind of observing, Jasmine's paying very close attention to what you say.
oh, she always does.
She's intently listening there and making sure she pays it follows what Dad's talking about here, because obviously proven success. Why would you not? And I say, isn't that great to have somebody that kind of can give you some of the path, so you don't make as many as the same mistake. It seems like some of the mistakes we find we have to make them, or else we can't learn them well enough. But to have somebody say, let me show you how this is going to work out for you. Jasmine, has Dad been able to help you, guide you a little bit like that?
He has had a huge impact on how my life is right now, just because of his guidance. And I do appreciate that a lot, because, you know, as I am young, and we all make mistakes being young because we haven't been out there in the world yet. So it's nice.
We make them when we're old too, but yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice for him to say, hey, don't go right. You know, there's a big hole you're gonna fall through. You gotta go left. And I listen to him because I know he has it in my best interest, and he's not going to steer me wrong.
Well, that is more of what we try to emphasize. So as I put on the Cardinal cowboy hat for everybody, because we're always looking for people that emphasize our culture, our family, make a difference on this little planet. And seeing a good unit, it's kind of rare. You see father-son a lot, but father-daughter now really emerging into an industry, and she's jumping in with it, getting her feet wet, getting her hands wet, actually doing the mudding. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And so now she's getting that expert training right from somebody who's had some times in the past where things may not have worked out as well, but now you've proven it with a business very successful and really moving along nicely. That is very exciting. It's just I'm starting to well up a little bit over here.
You're getting a chill.
That's right. I get that. My arm here is standing up a little. So keep up the good work. Well, tell me, you have a number of processes you've implemented, and I want to talk a little bit about the digital process to buying a bathroom and kitchen that you guys are developing on your own. This is going to be a unique experience for anybody out there. Now you don't have to worry about, I got to call them and I got to sit down with them and I got to go through the pitch and then get the whole spiel and then figure out what's good or what's bad. The whole process here is outlining them digitally, and that's coming up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, it's, to give you an idea, it's like going online and designing your automobile.
Right.
No salesperson. You just put in what you want, price shoots out, and that's it. So, you know, one day I was sitting down, I was like, God, you know, I'm listening to customers, and wow, they hate salespeople.
Yeah, they don't like them very much.
It's sad though. And, you know, one of the biggest things, and wow, I almost became one. Okay. And one of the things that I hear a lot is they push me, and I got to sign a contract, and then we're here and we're doing a job, and then we have no clue of what they signed, and then they're upset, and then they, you know, it's so many customers that I get that say, oh my God, I can't believe I spent this. And it was this one guy, I was doing this deck, and I was a subcontractor for another company, and this is what I heard the whole day. That's a car you're putting up there. I can't believe I spent that type of money. And he just did not like signing that contract with that salesperson because he pushed him in it. I understand sometimes you do need salespeople. More so we need designers. That's what we need, okay? So my program is, I would say in a nutshell, you go online, you pick your stone, you pick your tub, you pick your tile, you can change the colors on the wall, you can pick your vanity, your fixtures, and things like that. After that, you send that to my office. We would have an interior decorator who would then call you and ask you if you have any change of mind in something. You know, she can help you out. And the price will actually come right on the computer. You'll know what you're paying for. We also offer financing. And it's another thing, you know, with the financing. One of the things that I see a lot in this industry is the pricing on jobs. We are overpricing these jobs to the point where your lower income people can't even afford to get things done. That's something that I'm trying to change. I go in these jobs and we do them for other companies, and I'm shocked that we're spending $40,000 for a vinyl floor, a tub enclosure. And to me, your lower income people can't get that done. So that's one thing that we're trying to create too is, you know, you can get a bathroom done under that. And actually it's a higher end bathroom. So we don't always have to spend $40,000 on a bathroom. You can pay a little less and still get to eat your dinner.
Right. Well, take note, everybody, because that's something that hits home with me a little bit. It sounds like you're systematizing the process to cut overhead so that people now they don't have to spend as much. So take note. This is important information, everybody. Here's somebody revolutionizing the kitchen and bath remodeling industry because they're systematizing it. That's what we've done with our show. We talk to people, as we talk to you guys about, we'll make this easy. We'll make this very systemized because we can sit down and the cameras are all controlled by keypad I've got down here. The lights, the tuning, you heard me give the voice command. Yeah. Bixby, turn on the studio lights. I mean, because of the systemization, and that's nice for a TV show because we can cut the cost there. But boy, when you're talking about remodeling a house, remodeling a kitchen, a bathroom, a deck, whoa, yeah, now you can really start saving people a lot of money. So now they can have a nice place and get to still eat dinner at night.
Yes.
Pretty exciting stuff. Okay, well, that's what we wanted to touch on majorly because that's the primary point for what you guys have put together. And that system's going to be available shortly. How long will it be, do you think?
Well, we have a company right now that's working on it, and believe me, it's a lot to get it going because they have to work on pricing. We have 2 companies that we just got the dealer rights to sell the product, and also just spoke to my cabinet vendor, and we are working on pricing a little better than what I've been getting. So sat down with them this morning, and they're coming with me on a better deal. So again, I get to send that to my clients. So if I get a better deal, you get a better
Pass
deal.
It on, right?
Most definitely. And so I would have that, and I would hate to lie to you and say, yeah, it's going to be here tomorrow. I can't really give you that, but it's in the making.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell with all the work you put in, there's a lot of effort that goes into such a system like that. And you got to have a mind for that kind of stuff too, everybody. So here's a gentleman that has put the effort in and years of experience come in with helping to make the system work.
30 years.
30 years of doing this. And so now you can take and say, hey guys, we're going to make this easier. We're going to cut some costs, give people a high quality, but make it a systematized way of buying it. And so they can literally click. It is very much like you described. So if somebody were walking through this, imagine picking the style, the manufacturer, the style, then the color, then the features you want for your car. Very similar process.
No salesperson.
No salesperson, sir. At the end it says click submit, pick up your delivery date, and take it from there.
There you go. And we will be there. You give us a call once you're done with that. And we will actually go to your home and we'll remeasure everything, make sure everything is according to what you said. Because some people don't know how to pull that tape. So we would just go there and reschedule, remeasure everything. And from that point, you can actually sign your contract online. So we don't even have to be there for that with the financing. You get it financed.
Wow.
Finance, send me my money.
Right.
You're ready to go, and that's how we're going to do this. So it's going to be a great thing.
All from a highly accredited business. If you can see, we've got your BBB page up here on the window off to the right. I'm going to put this up for everybody to see there. But yeah, check them out. Jasne Kitchen and Bath and Beyond LLC. Great rating there. You can see you're located. Your headquarters in Belleville, Illinois.
Yes, it is.
And you serve all of St. Louis. Do it with that great work that you put together there. So that's stuff that we want to make people understand. So not only because the BBB does accredit everybody that they talk to. So you can't just get the high rating that you've got there unless you've earned it. and I know some clients who didn't have that and they could not do anything to get it back. And once you've had a bad rap, but obviously you've maintained it, kept it at the high level that you have. So good work there on doing so with that. So what would you say if there's any one thing that sets you guys apart? We might have just hit on it right there, but it's that years of history, putting it all together. Now you have a systematized thing. I'm going to ask Jasmine first because I want to see what she says here. Jasmine, tell us, what do you think sets Jasne Kitchen and Bath apart from everyone else?
I would say with our company, it's just personal to us. It's personal. With other companies, I've noticed that it's about get the money, get the money, get the money. Go to the next project, finish that project, go to the next project, finish that project. But with our company, we take the time to get to know each and every customer. And I can remember all our customers. Like, you bring up a name, I'll remember them. And we kind of have a friendship with all of our customers. We get to know them, and it's
free breakfast.
What?
Free breakfast. We had a client one day.
Oh yeah.
This is funny.
They cook for us sometimes.
Almost every day.
Well, tell me about it.
I tell you one. Okay, this is funny. So one day we do this lady's bathroom. Okay, so funny. So she made brownies, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't eat those. I'm a diabetic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. She's going to see this and she's going to laugh. So.
And I was like, it's okay.
Right.
You didn't
so
know.
She got a whole plate of brownies.
I was saying
okay. Yes. The next day, we get there and she had sugar-free on the brownies. And I was like, wow. And I looked at my daughter, these are mine. So.
She got the whole first plate.
I still took a taste of one of them.
All right.
They were good. Yeah.
This is the kind of relationships you build with your clients.
Oh
yes.
yeah,
Oh
we,
my God, yes.
we have
Yes.
really great relationships with our clients. You'll find it often where our clients do cook for us a lot, and I feel like that's how
it's
they
so
repay us.
God.
Because when you have people go into your home, you don't want to feel awkward or uncomfortable or nervous to say hi.
Yes.
Me and my dad were very straightforward,
Yes.
and we'll just start having a conversation with you, make you feel comfortable. And I noticed that a lot with my dad, and I do aspire to be like him more because I noticed how he is with customers. And when he goes into somebody's house, he really makes them feel more comfortable just speaking to them and getting to know them. And I feel like that's really important when it comes to any company.
Boy, she is articulate and well spoken. Does this come over from Dad too? I mean,
No.
because I'm listening to her be very specific and detailed and giving all the the alliteration that's necessary so that people can understand. And communication is key. I mean, if you're going to get into any kind of business, you have to communicate well. And she's doing a great job with that too. So you guys have a heck of a team here already going too.
Yes.
And this comes through in your work, I guess, as well.
Yes. Okay. One of the things that I actually would say I have a passion for in this would be seeing the customer with that smile on their face. Okay. And one thing that I want my customers to truly understand, I'm not satisfied until you're satisfied. And we will not walk out of that house until you're satisfied with our work. And that's what we're doing.
There was this one time where we had a customer, and it wasn't, we weren't supposed to be putting a cabinet together, but he really wanted us to put a cabinet together for
Yes,
him.
yes.
And we were working there all night,
That was
putting
amazing.
that cabinet together, trying to help him because we knew that, he couldn't do it himself, and he really wanted us to do that. And
Yes.
because of the relationship we have with our clients, we felt the need that we couldn't leave because if we left and he didn't have that cabinet together, he'd have issues putting it together, and
Yes.
it would be a problem. And we wanted to help him with that.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we finish up this first segment. Next thing we're going to talk about, another half hour, we're going to have a discussion with them talking about big mistakes that people make. And you want to listen to our experts here talk about this. So stay tuned for more as we come back, everybody. You're watching the Your Little Castle Show. Giddy up.